I'm a big hiker. I was hiking in Utah during a cross-country trip after breaking up with the person I thought I'd marry. I caught her messing around with one of my closest friends. Total betrayal on both sides. I was 31. Utah was one of the states I was most excited to pass through. There are some great forests that every hiker dreams of exploring. I picked Wasatch National Forest because I'd heard great things about it. One of its biggest upsides was the secluded areas. I prefer hiking alone, so crowded trails aren't my thing. I chose an unnamed part of the forest and drove as far as I could down a narrow access road. I parked, stepped out, and took in my surroundings. I geared up, checked my phone. No service, just the way I like it. I made a mental note of my starting point and began the trek. I know hiking alone in uncharted territory is dangerous, but I have more fun that way. I always download a digital map of the area beforehand. People don't realize GPS still works without service. My destination was a lookout point at the summit, 3 or 4 miles away. The terrain was rough, and I was making slow progress. About an hour in, it started raining, light, but enough to annoy me. Hiking in the rain is a pet peeve of mine. Frustrated, I turned back. As I neared my car, relief washed over me. The failed hike would be over soon. But when I reached my vehicle, my stomach dropped. All 4 tires were slashed. Fear set in instantly. There was no way this was an accident. I scanned the forest. Nothing. I listened carefully, but the rain drowned out any sounds. I had no service. I was stuck. Walking back to civilization would take forever. I needed high ground for a signal. The lookout point was my best shot. Without hesitation, I turned back into the woods. Halfway up, I heard a faint rustling behind me, maybe 40 yards away. It stopped when I stopped, started when I moved. I didn't look. I just walked faster. The sun was setting, casting eerie shadows. The rain still fell. My nerves were on edge. I picked up the pace. I glanced over my shoulder. Nothing. But someone could have easily been hiding behind the trees. I finally reached the peak. By some miracle, I had service. I didn't waste a second. I called the police, told them my location, and explained what had happened. I mentioned I was being followed. I also told them I had AAA. I hung up, relieved someone knew where I was, but I still had to get back through the forest before dark and avoid whoever was out there. I couldn't walk straight back. That was too dangerous. I decided to loop around in a semicircle, hoping to avoid any traps. At first, everything seemed fine. Then, snap. A twig to my left. I turned. Nothing. A few minutes later, another sound. This time, behind me. I wasn't alone, and now there were multiple people. I picked up the pace, settling into a light jog. Then I saw something that sent my fear into overdrive. A makeshift campsite, hidden deep in the woods. 12 logs, arranged in a circle around a fire pit. Someone had been here, recently. I jogged past it, then movement, this time to my right. I turned just in time to see a foot disappear behind a tree. That was it. I sprinted. Branches whipped past me. The rain made the ground slick. But I didn't care. I could hear them now, running, chasing, getting closer. I glanced back. 6 figures in white, charging toward me. I ran for my life. My lungs burned. My legs ached. But I didn't slow down. Finally, I saw my car and a police vehicle. I collapsed near the officer, gasping for air. When I turned back, nothing. They were gone. The cop had already called AAA. I gave him my full report. What he told me next sent chills down my spine. Utah has the largest population of Mormons in the country, and it's not uncommon to find isolated groups living in unmarked forests. The area I was in had a long history of religious cults and hidden communities. I still can't wrap my head around it. If they just wanted me gone, why not tell me? Why stalk me? Why slash my tires? I don't have answers, just memories I can't shake.